it seems that we may get a look at special counsel Jack Smith's January 6th report after all. Well, I thought that this whole thing was kind of up in the air, and then it wasn't, and then, Judge Cannon was blocking it, the release. But now we got the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals that has allowed the release of the DOJ report written by Smith. So, Merrick Garland, you can release the report, but wait, hold on, there are conditions. Terms and conditions apply, because of course. Now, this report, of course, lays out Trump's alleged attempts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. So now I can only say alleged because this never did get to court. Okay, so it has not been adjudicated, and it never will. Okay, because as I said before, Donald Trump wins those cases, they're gone.
Bing, 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 boom. It's gone.
That's it. It's over. It's over. Now the court, but reading the report, that is not over, apparently. In fact, the court denied a motion to block the report's release in a Thursday night ruling. Y'all are doing these things on Thursday nights, okay? Seriously. Now, even though the case has been withdrawn since Donald Trump was unable to be prosecuted due to presidential immunity, there's another case that Smith was working on that is ongoing. Trump, while he is no longer able to be charged in one of those cases, the Mar-a-Lago documents case, his two co-defendants are not so lucky. You've got Walt Nauta and Carlos de Oliveira. They are still facing charges. And they did not want the reports that Smith was mandated to write up getting out. Because again, look, Smith winded down the case against Donald Trump in both of those cases, right? So he's got to write reports on it. What he found, what his evidence is, things like that. Because he's not able to take them to court. But in this case, I'm saying case a lot, and I'm sorry. But he's going to, they're still going to take Nauta and de Oliveira to court. Because they still did crime. That is unless, on January 20th, when Trump takes power, he pardons them, which is very, very possible. Okay. That said, the report really is the most important thing that I'm focused on. And so they had asked Monday that Judge Eileen Cannon toss that report and attached a letter from Trump's attorneys arguing that releasing those reports unlawfully encroaches on the executive authority of the incoming administration of President Trump to resolve the issues surrounding Smith's office, which of course he wants to fire Smith. Smith is already resigning. So that's it. He's basically, you can't fire me. I quit before Trump takes power, which I think is the only appropriate response at this point. Don't give him the satisfaction. But here's the thing, right? Making that argument is, if you release this report, it's gonna encroach on the executive authority. How? We already know that you're a criminal. I mean, what else? Convicted criminal. Okay, not going to face any consequences for that because you're going to be president of the United States. But it still doesn't change the fact that you're a convicted criminal, and that these cases never ended up getting to court. So, sorry, but if you didn't want that hanging over your head, you should have let it go to court to adjudicate it. But you didn't want to because you're afraid of the outcome. So, that said, they ran to Judge Cannon, who granted an injunction because she is just a good little foot soldier for Donald Trump. So, I mean, he did put her in that position in the first place. And so, misconduct after misconduct, right? Now, that said, Nauta and de Oliveira had also asked the 11th Circuit Court on Tuesday to stop the report's release. In the brief ruling, the court declined to do so. Now, the Department of Justice had already agreed to release that report, but just the January 6th report, not the one about the, de Oliveira and Nauta are involved in. Okay. So, yeah, you've got the January 6th report. And they said, look, we're going to avoid prejudicing a jury in any future classified documents case against the Trump employees. We can't go after Trump, but we can still pursue this case against the employees. So, yeah, we'll do the January 6th report. Okay, so there's one of them. Now, that said, there is going to be some wait time here involved, all right? For one, Cannon had ruled that her block on the release will not end until 3 days after the 11th Circuit's response. So I don't know if those, the weekends count or if it's business days only. I would assume business days. So sometime next week, all right, that 3 days would be over with. That said, the Thursday ruling leaves that portion of her order in place, and further appeals will likely attempt to block the report in that time. Now, the ruling also left the DOJ the option to separately appeal Cannon's 3-day delay rather than wait it out. But so we don't know what's going to happen. You've got appeal after appeal after appeal to work through. That said, guys, there's only 10 days left until Donald Trump takes office, as of right now. And he's very vocal about his desire to completely bury these reports. Make them so that they never see the light of day. Yeah, I don't think you do that if you're innocent. That's just my personal opinion. And you can disagree with me on that, but wants to bury him. So I can see two things. Either they work very quickly through these appeals and end up releasing it, because why not? I mean, there's no case anymore for the January 6th stuff. Okay, that case is over. Presidential immunity. Why not release the report? You're not going to prejudice anything. Why not? Let's get some transparency here, right? So, and I don't see any reason why they would shut that down, unless, of course, you get Trump appointees, right? Or a preferential, court. All right. So yeah, but again, all that takes time. You got 10 days to work through that, and maybe that will happen. Maybe if they work real hard, real fast. Or the other thing that I can see is somebody leaks it while they still have the chance. Now, that's a risky proposition. I give you that, because you know that Trump is going to go ballistic and launch a war against all the leakers, right? But if that happens, we'll see. I mean, the other reason maybe why they wouldn't leak it is because what would be the point if they're not actually able to do anything about this? So I could see why somebody wouldn't want to take the risk of leaking it, but those are the two possibilities that I see. And I just, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen. Is it going to be legitimately released, or will Trump be able to wait up the clock and bury his crime? I guess only time will tell. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon in order to get notified whenever a new video is released. And if you want to support independent, progressive media through this difficult time where it seems like everybody is shutting down, you can become a member on our YouTube page, you can become a subscriber on Facebook, or you can go to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf. Thank you.